Welcome to the KetchupCast. I'm Anthony Hayek. I go to UMass Boston.
I'm PJ, and I go to the Wentworth Institute of Technology.
I'm Michael, and I go to a real school.
So basically, we're doing a podcast. It's called the KetchupCast. And basically, we're just three teenagers who go to college. We just want to talk about whatever we want, really. Talk about whatever things that we recently did or whatever. Games that we've played, places we went to.
It's more, what have we done this week, and what do we think about it kind of thing.
For the record, there's four of us. Marco couldn't be with us
Unfortunately, our most amazing co-host, Bruno Peraza, couldn't be here today.
But the thing that's so cool about the podcast, though, is that, I feel like we've just, done it naturally over the years. I feel like we just talk in podcasts, speak naturally.
You're right, and I feel like that's where the idea for this came from, more or less. We have a lot of good discussions, and we thought there's a lot of podcasts. There's a lot you can do with podcasts. Nothing unique here, but our discussions are pretty interesting to us and interesting to maybe some other people is what we're trying to find.
How often, over the past, week, we've been saying, we've had a conversation, went on for, an hour, and been this is perfect for a podcast. Why don't we do it?
Even actually preparing for this podcast, we were practicing by accident, just talking naturally.
Exactly. There's been hundreds of nights where we're all on Discord, and we're legit just talking. So we're like, why not just talk on it for a podcast in just a more professional setting?
Just natural, second nature to us at this point.
Yeah, this comes naturally to us. You get used to it after a while, and we're just such stunning stars of radio that we thought we'd have to share our voices with the world.
We're celebrities from where we're from.
Yeah, we're all big fans of podcasts. So why not? I listen to podcasts there's this great podcast called Not Another D&D Podcast, which is really good. I listen to the H3 podcast, which is really good, and probably what was my biggest influence is probably the Howard Stern show. And it's just really great.
Baba Booey.
Yeah, Baba Booey and all that stuff. It's just a great show. And, if anything, it got me more into the mood of wanting to do a podcast.
Well, podcasts are very popular nowadays with just the accessibility and the, the lack of limited resources, actually. We have one standard, or one unique, what would you call that? Professional microphone, which is actually able to capture 3 voices in a stunning quality. Potentially four. If, Marco,
if he decides not to work.
Maybe 5 on a good day. Shout out to Rob.
All in jokes aside, we would have a fourth host normally. His name is Marco. He's not here today as he was preoccupied with work. But we put our time today because we figured that something like this was more important than a job, Marco.
From this point on, we can't say the word work. It's a very controversial word in our friend group. It's the forbidden word.
It's our forbidden word.
It's the forbidden word is what we call it from here on out.
We have a lot of in-jokes like that. That's kind of
and that's what this podcast is all about. Basically, just as the episodes go by, we can just explain more and more what our sort of inside jokes are.
The most egregious ones being just... the more prominent ones, I guess, are actually about Anthony. Say something. So he knows the voice. Cause
me. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Anthony, his joke is that he just... unambiguously loves Dark Souls, unrelentingly loves anything by From Software.
Just finished my 76 walkthrough yesterday.
What boss did you beat, Lou or Terry?
William. He was pretty epic. He had a sword and shield because he's epic and cool.
Oh, that's getting cut out. And the other main joke for us is PJ, aka Nintendo Universe on Instagram.
Word. I hope my followers are watching me right now. Shout out to you guys. If you couldn't tell already, I'm very passionate about Super Smash Brothers. As you just see from when I heard Terry.
Here he goes.
When I heard Terry, I got very excited. I had to say, hey, come on! It's one of his taunts. If you didn't know,
it has driven us to near insanity and back.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell. I'll say this right now. If you get me started on World of Light and all those, we're going to be here for an hour. I tell that right now.
Well, this episode's only going to be 3 minutes long, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is the episode 0 to our official podcast. And what you can do after listening to this, go ahead and listen to our episode 1 right after this.
And we're actually going to fade out to that right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1.